please hit that subscribe button. Hey everybody, better suited to win the Stanley Cup this season. If you are new to the channel, Washington Capitals, the Boston Bruins.
Locked on and he scored! And we're live. Hey everybody, so we are back continuing along my series here, looking at my favorite players at each position on different teams, and today we're going to be talking about the Tampa Bay Lightning. So if you are new to this series, what I do is I basically make a line out of my favorite players from each position. So a left wing, a center, a right wing, two defensemen, and a goalie. And it's based completely on my favorite players on each team. So today, continuing with the Atlantic Division, we are going to be looking at the Tampa Bay Lightning. Before I start, I just ask that you please hit that subscribe button if you're new, and give this video a thumbs up. Those likes really help out a lot and are very much appreciated. But let's get into it here, starting at left wing, where my favorite left winger right now on the Tampa Bay Lightning is Pat Maroon. I have always been a big fan of Pat Maroon his entire time in the league, whether it was Anaheim, Edmonton, St. Louis, now Tampa. He's a really hard-nosed, physical, old-school power forward, not afraid to fight, not afraid to get involved physically, can chip in offensively as well. We saw him, for a number of seasons, really have some good third-line level offensive numbers as well. He's become an important guy for Tampa Bay as far as their depth forward group goes, and as far as bringing toughness to the Tampa Bay lineup. So out of all their left wings, I would say Pat Maroon is definitely my favorite. I've been a huge fan of his entire time in the NHL. At center, my favorite Lightning center is Brayden Point. I am a huge fan of Brayden Point. I talked about him on this channel 2 years ago when he was first breaking into the Tampa Bay lineup. And I knew this kid was going to be an absolute star, and he certainly has turned out. He had a massive year last season, another good year this season. I think Brayden Point is absolutely going to be a superstar in the NHL, and he's been awesome to watch. And he's still obviously quite young and just growing at the NHL level. So it's going to be really exciting to see how good he can be and where his career goes from here. But Brayden Point's definitely my favorite Lightning center. Right wing, it's Nikita Kucherov, another guy I've been a huge fan of his entire time in the league. He's just been absolutely awesome to watch. Electric player, massive point producer. He can score, he can play make, he can skate. I'm a huge Kucherov fan. I've really since he really started breaking out in the mid 2010s or 15, 16, 17, around there. That's when I really started to notice him, and then obviously he's had some massive seasons over the last few years, and he's really become one of the top players in the game. So Kucherov's my favorite right wing for sure. Top defenseman for me on the Lightning is Ryan McDonagh. I'm a huge Ryan McDonagh fan. I loved him with the Rangers. I love him now with Tampa Bay. He's a great two-way guy, very staunch defensively. Nothing flashy about his game at all, which I think I like. Really makes me like him a lot. Is that he's not a flashy player at all, but he is so solid at both ends of the ice, and I love McDonagh. Other defensemen, this one might surprise some people, but Braden Coburn. I have always had a soft spot for Braden Coburn. I loved him in Philadelphia. Obviously now he's getting older. He's in his mid-30s now. He's more kind of a depth defenseman at this point. He's certainly not playing a top four role like he did in his younger days with the Flyers, but I have always loved Braden Coburn. I've always thought he was a really solid, more kind of stay-at-home defenseman, but really solid stay-at-home defenseman. Not afraid to get involved physically. He was never a huge fighter or anything like that, but he could stand up for himself or his teammates. And obviously now he's more playing that veteran mentor-type role on the back end for Tampa Bay, and he doesn't, he's definitely more of a depth guy in that lineup now, but I've always really liked Braden Coburn, and I'm glad he's still in the NHL. I'm glad he's still on an NHL roster, and he's my number 2 defenseman favorite-wise for Tampa Bay. And finally, that brings us to goaltender, and it's Andrei Vasilevskiy. He's one of the best goalies in the league. Absolutely incredible player. A lot of fun to watch. Makes highlight reel saves all the time. very, very unorthodox at times, which I think is fun to watch. It reminds me of Dominik Hasek a lot, where, you know, he's kind of almost flailing at times, but he's so good at it, and he'll dive across and make these ridiculous saves. He's electric to watch in goal. So I am a huge Andrei Vasilevskiy fan, and I think he's definitely top 3, might be the best goaltender in the league at this point. He is very, very good. But there it is, guys. My lineup for the Tampa Bay Lightning of favorites. My line of favorites for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Left wing, we've got Pat Maroon. Center, we've got Braden Point. Right wing, we've got Nikita Kucherov. Defense is Ryan McDonagh and Braden Coburn. And in goal is Andrei Vasilevskiy. Those are my favorite Lightning players. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. Follow on social media. All those links are down in the description below. If you'd like to further support the channel, the links to our Patreon and merchandise store are down in the description as well. Keep spreading the word about this channel. Let's keep this thing growing. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll talk to you guys soon.